31 games down and 81 to go as the Rays have reached the midway point of their 2018 campaign. Buoyed by a youth movement and creative pitching plans, Tampa Bay sits one game below 500 and in third place in the American League East. Today, the Rays face a tough task as the Astros send their ace, Justin Verlander, to the hill. In this late afternoon start today, the Rays continue their 9-game homestand at Tropicana Field. This will be game 3 of this 4-game series between the Rays and the defending world champion Houston Astros. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon and early evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. We'll hear from Michelle Margot throughout the afternoon as well. The Rays winners last night, 3-2. They are playing great baseball, 6-1 on this homestand, and one of the big reasons is outstanding pitching.
Utterly dominant is what this pitching staff has been for the Tampa Bay Rays, and you've got everybody getting involved because of the plans that they use. 10 different pitchers have come in and pitched in the last 4 ball games, and the numbers are pretty astounding. You shouldn't even have a loss, really, but a 3-1 record. The ERA, .75. They've given up just 3 earned runs in 36 innings of work, and that opponent's average, just 16 hits given up. You've got a lot of different styles coming out of that bullpen, starting ball games, and they have been nothing short of magnificent. Speaking of which, on the other side for the Houston Astros, that kind of sums up Justin Verlander's season. As you can see, he leads the American League with an ERA of 1.82, and the formula has been pretty simple. Pound the zone. He's got a career-high first pitch strike percentage and miss bats, a career-high swing and miss percentage. Power stuff and another tough assignment for Rays hitters.
Well, the pitching matchup, as you mentioned, Justin Verlander, he comes in 9-3. Ryan Stanley will be on the hill for the Rays in 8 opens this year as the opener. He's 0-1, but with a 154 earned run mark. And if you saw us just a couple days ago, it was Stanley opening that game as well. The Rays are halfway home through the 2018 season, and recently for the Rays, there has been no place like home here at Tropicana Field. Michelle will have more on that when we return.
Astros. Well, it is game 82, which means the Rays are halfway through the 2018 season. It is hard to believe, but let's reflect on the first half of the season up to this point. Here's your Toyota inside look. The Rays are 1 game below 500. They lead the league in starting pitchers used with 13. Tied for second most in Major League Baseball in total pitchers used. And then, of course, we all could have guessed the 15 rookies used being tied for most in the league. And I asked Kevin Kiermaier what stood out to him from the first half of the season.
The injuries we've dealt with. I mean, with our starting pitching, going from a 3-man rotation to start the year down to 2, essentially, with all these openers or whatever you want to call them. Myself going down, Archer, a lot of our notable guys going down, and, depending on a lot of the young guys who have done a great job. I think that's the storyline of the season. Like I said, we've had a lot of ups and downs where, I feel like we've been anywhere from 12 to 15 games under 500 to, a couple games over 500. And, we just keep riding that wave.
When we come back, the Rays look to start their second half right. Ryan Stanek opening this one up against Justin Verlander and the Houston Astros in Game 3 of this 4-game series. First pitch is coming up after the break.
Well, there we go, folks. Ryan Stanek will head to the mound for the Rays. The Rays winners in the game here last night, 3-2. They've divided the first 2 games of this series with this Houston ball club. Houston took the first game 1-0, and the lineup for Houston today, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. George Springer's back in the lineup. He'll be leading off playing right, followed by Alex Bregman and then Jose Altuve. The DH is Evan Gattis. Josh Reddick in left, hitting 5th in front of the first baseman Tyler White. Marwin Gonzalez, Brian McCann, and Jake Marishnik, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters.
Well, taking the mound here this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays, once again, it's going to be Ryan Stanek. Secondary improvement. Boy, when you look at his numbers and how they have come around this season, a lot of it has to do with the slider and the split becoming more consistent to go along with the high heat. That has allowed him really to go out there with a lot of confidence and get good results. And I'll tell you what, he is thriving in his new role as opener. I'll tell you, Dwayne, you mentioned those numbers, just an 0-1 record, but the ERA at 1.54 and has not been scored the last 6 times he started a ball game.
And the first pitch right out of the chute, 98 miles per hour. Springer fouls it back, strike 1. 56 on the year for Springer with 15 home runs. Upstairs, 1-1. Houston starting the day 55 and 29. They're 2.5 games up in the West. With that great record, they're just 2.5 in front of Seattle. There's a foul ball shot the other way. It's 1-2.
How top heavy is the American League? I mean, when you look at Yankees, Red Sox, Astros, and Mariners, Indians are going to win the Central by default, and they're starting to play a little bit better.
But if you're Houston and you've played as well as they have, you think, well, they might be in better shape than they are. But Seattle hanging close. And a cut and a miss. Springer out on strikes. Pitch disappeared on him.
That was that split, and that's a pitch that continues to get better and better for Ryan Stanek. Let's look at the Rays defense, see how it's going to line up. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source in the outfield left to right. We've got Joey Wendell, Kevin Kiermaier, and Carlos Gomez across the infield third to first. Duffy, Echeverria, Robertson, and Crone. Wilson Ramos will be behind the plate.
Alex Bregman, the third baseman. Goes for the first pitch, fastball, and pops it up. In from first base. Crone is there to make the catch. Well, the infield is converging on that one. Echeverria from short was there ready to make the play if he had to, and Crone just a little bit to the first base side made the catch.
Yeah, when you've got everybody coming in on a pop-up like that, Dwayne, it's the bigger guy with the deeper voice that gets the ball.
So 2 up, 2 down, and the hitter will be Jose Altuve. Altuve leading the major leagues in hitting at .340. And on top of that, he's leading the major leagues in hitting against right-handed pitching at .357. A pitch, fastball at 98 up. This one is down. Their fastball. It's 2-0. But El Nino already up in the right field bullpen for the Rays. Ground ball, that's going to chop to the left of Duffy and through into left. And Altuve is aboard. 2-0 pitch, chop through the left side.
Now continues to hit right-handed pitching. Jose Altuve always a threat. Here's Matt Duffy in his ready position. Boy, a couple of steps and a dive, and that ball already had gotten by him.
Now Evan Gattis, the designated hitter. And a foul ball right this way and just below us. I will gladly defer to your glovemanship if that ball's about a foot higher. We've got to play.
You know, well, a foot higher, it would have destroyed your drink and your 2 thermoses. Destroyed them. There would have been a shower up here, and that's a fact.
The other thing is this. I would love to get a StatCast reading on that foul ball because that had some zip on it.
Yes, it did.
That had some tight spin.
We're hearing 94.6 off the bat.
I'll take that the other way.
Just enough time for us to get out of the way.
Barely.
It's down 2-1. Springer and Bregman retired. Altuve with the base hit to left. That's Reddick on deck with his left-handed bat. There goes Altuve. The pitch is fouled back with that fastball up. Gadd is trying to be quick on it up there. Got just a little bit of it and fouled it straight back. He had Robertson out there telling Altuve, you should go back to first. And Altuve says, I don't believe you.
Yes. Everything happened so quickly between the pitch and the foul back to the, I guess, the protective glass there directly behind home plate.
Now it's 2-2. And a foul ball back again. And this time off the base of the fronting of the stand. Just below the broadcast level. That one down there by our dear friends Todd Callis and Jeff Blum. And disappointed that their range wasn't greater than it was. Didn't make any difference how close it was to us on the prior foul ball. I'm going to deem that one playable just to give them the business.
And their sweet golf shirts.
Yeah, how about that?
Yep.
Ready to make a technical adjustment at any moment in those shirts.
I may go down and talk to Todd and Jeff about my cell service.
Yes. You know, my downloads aren't as quick as they used to be.
Yeah. And I've got unlimited data, so I'd like to know what the issue is.
Swing and a miss. Fastball at 99 takes care of Gaddis. Base hit and the man left. It'll be Kiermaier, Duffy, and Bowers coming up for the Rays in the bottom of the first. Half for Ryan Stanek. Today's lineup for the Rays presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Finds Kevin Kiermaier leading off, then Matt Duffy and Jake Bowers the DH. Hitting in front of Wilson Ramos. Joey Wendell hits fifth with Daniel Robertson in the sixth spot. C.J. Cron, Carlos Gomez, and Adeiny Echeverria will follow to round out the Rays lineup.
Well, Justin Verlander takes the mound this afternoon for the Astros, and you can see his American League ranks looking for that 10th win. ERA leading the way. Opponent's average 171 and big strikeout numbers.
Kiermaier takes a first pitch strike. Verlander has been throwing a ton of strikes. Opposition hitting only 171 off him. Lefties just 145. 1-1.
You know, in his long and decorated career, you think about first pitch strike percentage, getting out in front, it's at a career high. So that's, you know, you start your strikes there, and then all of a sudden his swing and miss percentage is the highest it's ever been at this point in his career.
And that one hits Kiermaier. So Kiermaier hit by a pitch. He was pleading his case, and Jordan Baker had already said, take your base, and I'm not sure Kiermaier heard him. Turned and pointed, and he said, yes, take your base.
Oh yeah, yanked curveball is the culprit.
So Kiermaier is aboard.
Boy, it basically got the left pant leg about shin high on the bounce.
So the Rays get a base runner to begin the first against Verlander. Here's Matt Duffy.
Stay down, Matt.
Duffy, 7th leading hitter in the American League at .315. Pitch is upstairs. A ball, no strikes. Duffy with just 3 at-bats in his career against Verlander, 1 out of 3, and now he's 2 out of 4. Drops a base hit in front of Springer. The Rays put the first 2 men on. Well, here's an opportunity, and anytime you get this against Verlander, you're certainly mindful of the need to cash it in.
Well, staying inside the baseball. So you take the hit batter with Kiermaier, good 2-hole hitter right here, and Matt Duffy. He's been your most consistent hitter all season long. He stays inside that pitch, soft serves it into right, and you're absolutely right about your assessment. First and second, nobody out. Justin Verlander does not give up too many opportunities, so you had better take full advantage, especially here early.
Jake Bauers. Jake, the DH in the lineup for Kevin Cash today. The fastball upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes. And he lifts it into right center. That's going to drop. Base hit. Marichnik plays it on 1 hop. Kiermaier had to hold to see if that ball was going to carry to Marichnik so he could advance only to third. And the Rays have loaded the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the first.
Here it is. Looked like that pitch, a slider that didn't quite get all the way in there, and Bauers gets underneath it, but drops it just in front of Marichnik. And Kevin Kiermaier's got to be sure. Marichnik's coming in trying to make a play, couldn't do it. You don't mind that with nobody out. I mean, now you've got bases loaded, pressure squarely on Verlander, and a hot hitter at the plate in Wilson Ramos. I tell you, I know it's early too, and he's not too many pitches into his outing, but has not looked in very good rhythm. You know, misses up with the fastball. The breaking stuff has either spiked into the ground, or that one right there to Bauers hung a little bit.
Well, 7 pitches in, the Rays have loaded the bases, and Ramos fouls that first pitch fastball back and out of play.
Boy, and probably did Verlander a favor. That pitch looked to be ball 1, right out of the hand.
Ramos starting the day hitting .287. takes this pitch just about the same spot. That fastball in off the plate. It's 1-1.
Quick learner.
Ramos 1 of 3 against Verlander in his outing against the Rays in Houston. And there is ball 2. 2-1. 35-year-old right-hander Justin Verlander, 10-8 with Detroit last year, and then came to Houston for the final month of the season and was 5-0 in 5 starts during the regular season with a 1.06 earned run average. And Ramos checks. 3-1.
How about that turnaround? You swing at the first pitch of the AB, which is ball 1, and now all of a sudden you find yourself, that was the only strike so far. 3-1 count. You can really hone in one pitch, one spot, and look to do some serious damage here if you're Wilson Ramos.
Hit batter and 2 base hits. The base is loaded. And a shot back into left. Reddick will look up. That's going to be off the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes Duffy to score. To third goes Bowers. A double for Ramos. And the Rays lead 2-0. Rays cash in on the early opportunity. RBIs 40 and 41 for Ramos.
Well, and all Justin Verlander did there was say, here's a 3-1 heater. What can you do with it? Just sprayed it in there, and Ramos, boy, a little bit more lift, and that's a granny. That ball was smoked, but on a line and hard off the wall out there in left field. Oh, what a start.
Now second and third with nobody out. 2 runs already in. Boy, Wendell at the plate. He shoots one toward left center field. Reddick is there to make the catch. Tag at third. Bowers crosses the plate, and it's 3-0. Wendell drives in a run with a sacrifice fly. So Ramos and Wendell come through to catch in on the opportunity, and against a guy like Verlander, you have to do this.
What a dream start. You really could not have drawn this up any better. A guy coming in, leading the American League in earned run average at 182, and already 3 runs in, 5 hitters into the game.
Now Daniel Robertson fouls it back. Fastball up and in just a little bit. Strike the count. Ramos, the runner at second base. Upstairs, 96 with the fastball up there. That's the thing about Verlander. Early in his career, there were times early when he hit 100, but he was pretty easily in the upper 90s. He's back now. He's averaging 95 with that fastball. That one was 96.
And he's another one of those guys where, you know, coming over to the Astros, the spin rate has improved. He's been using that pitch up in the zone more consistently and getting a lot more swing throughs and pop-ups.
Yeah, a lot of pop-ups there. That's been a great, not only the strikeouts, but those pop-ups have resulted in outs almost all the time.
Though it is so difficult to get on top of that pitch and hit it solidly, hit it square. It's either straight up or you're swinging underneath it.
And strike 3 call. Baker took a moment to think about it and then calls Robertson out on strikes. Well, here's the spin rate, which you referenced.
Well, you could see it climbing there. It's kind of stagnant with Detroit, and then all of a sudden you go to Houston, up a little bit this year, up over 2,600. By the way, at the age of 35, I mean, he is.
Yep. And forget about the ground ball. You know, he, for his career, had a pretty good, not overloaded, but a pretty good ground ball rate, and it's way down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he is about as extreme as you can get the other way as far as balls in the air, and that's simply because of the style in which he pitches now.
Strike the count to C.J. Cron.
I couldn't even tell you if those spin rates were good or not. I just know they were going up. I assume that's good.
Apparently so.
More carry.
Yep.
Well, it's just like a hitter getting backspin and carry into the outfield. You know, you talk about those hitters that get that good carry, that ball just doesn't seem to come down. It's the same thing with spinning it from the mound. That ball just doesn't seem to come down as quickly as other fastballs, and that's why guys, you know, they take the swing where they think it's going to be. It's just above.
2 strikes the count to the Rays first baseman. And Cron is out on strikes. So the slider got him. 2 strikeouts in the inning, but 3 runs for the Rays. 2 coming on this Buffalo shot for Wilson Ramos. The double off the wall and left. And the Rays have a 3-0 lead. Second inning, and the opener Ryan Stanley departs in favor of the left-hander Vidal Nuno, making his 8th appearance.
His numbers looking pretty good too. That ERA just over 1.5 at 17+ innings.
And the first pitch is in there, a strike, a slider, and he is partial to that slider, and it's been a good pitch for him. Reddick breaks his bat, pops it into short left. Wendell on in a hurry. He got it. Wendell charging in, got that glove down there. That big outfielder's glove extended far enough to make the catch. 1 away.
Let's see how much of it that he needed. This is our Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game already. Broken bat, Joey Wendell. Nice sense of timing by the Rays left fielder. Needed most of it.
Nuno pleased with the outcome of that one. Wendell says had it all the way. Pitch is wide now to Tyler White. 1-0. Boy, I'll tell you, you go out to left field first time in your career, the last handful of games. He's been challenged, and he has met that challenge.
When was the last time he had to aggressively charge a pop-up?
That was it.
That probably was it.
Yep.
Since back in his amateur days. He's never played out there as a pro. If you're in the infield, you get a pop-up. You may drift in. You're not running like that coming in.
cut right down on the count, 1-2. Yeah, nice play there by Wendell. Big star.
You know what?
Right there on that one.
Yeah, I
Big
mean,
star.
He's been impressive. So impressive.
Well, stuck in the Oakland organization, backed up at second. The A's really didn't think he could play any place but second. He's come over here, he's played second, and he's been great there. He's played third, he's played short, now he plays left field. There's a wave and a miss. White is out on strikes.
And I don't know if it's the way that Joey wears that glove, but I still swear it's illegal.
I couldn't argue against her.
It's ginormous.
But we're not going to tell anybody.
Or say it over the air.
Yeah,
anything
we wouldn't
like
do that. I think it's the coloring that makes it look like that. I think it's regulation. It's just the coloring.
It swallowed his hand.
Marwin Gonzalez pitches a strike. Gonzalez hitting .234 overall. Switch hitting shortstop today. Correa out with the bad back on the DL. Fly ball into left. Wendell has this one right there. 1-2-3 inning for Nuno. We go to the bottom of the second. 3-0 Tampa Bay. WB Mason. HOU at WB Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. By Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Joey Wendell with a run batted in, a great catch in the outfield, and a routine play out there. Here's Carlos Gomez to lead off against Verlander. He pumps in a fastball right there, challenging Gomez on that first pitch. Strike one.
Yeah, be ready to hit now, because Justin Verlander, you know, is fuming after that first inning. So he's going to be trying to come out with plus stuff.
Foul back, and it's 0-2.
You know, really was not in good rhythm when the ball game started. Missed a couple of breaking balls to Kiermaier. The second one clipped his back leg. And then a soft hit to right. A slider that didn't have a ton of depth to it that Bowers was able to get to center and then fall behind Ramos. It was an ugly start.
It's a ball, 2 strikes. Echeverria will be next, and then Kiermaier again.
Got a tip of the helmet to the Rays hitters, though, for coming through and plating those 3 runs. How many times in the past have we seen that type of situation present itself? You get nothing, and then all of a sudden the starter gets pretty good.
This one lifted toward right. Springer backing up, Makes the catch. Yeah, that gives everybody a lift. Number one, you're happy to have the lead against a guy like Verlander. And certainly happy to cash in on the opportunity. That puts a little lift in your step right there against a guy as accomplished and as difficult as Verlander is. Danny Echeverria takes the pitch upstairs. Here's the other thing about Verlander too. With Detroit, he was averaging over 3.5 walks per 9 innings. He came to Houston and cut that to 1.3 walks per 9 innings almost immediately. Much better in that walk to innings, 9 innings pitch ratio.
You wonder, that has all the earmarks of a challenge. Hey, listen, your stuff plays even bigger than you think. Pound that zone, eat these guys up. You may make a drastic improvement like that, year 1 to year 2, year 2 to year 3 in the offseason.
Yep.
But to basically go from one team to the other 12, 13 years into a career.
And that's the best he's ever had. Suddenly at 35, he's just not walking people. 2-2.
There's no upside in it.
No. I mean, so why do it?
That's a great decision that he made.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Check swing, little tapper out in front of the plate, fair. McCann's throw down to White. Echeverria is out number 2. Well, he's 3 wins away from 200, and this says it all for him right there. 402 appearances coming into this start today. They've all been starts.
Well, and here's the thing too that jumps out. He's capable of that any given night. The no-hitter, got a couple of those. Cy Young and MVP in the same season. How dominant do you have to be to pull that off? He's done it all.
It's Kevin Kiermaier swinging through a fastball, strike 1. Kiermaier hit by a pitch his first time, and the Rays turned that into the first run of the game. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball, backhanded, Altuve from the outfield, not going to be in time. A little tumble there by Kiermaier, and he has himself a base hit. Well, they had the shift on, but Altuve still was going to have to make a great play to get him.
Yeah, and leave his feet. Once he did that, you knew it was going to be tough, even though the ball by Kiermaier was sharply hit. Now you see the shift, Altuve right in the middle. This ball is sharply hit, he goes down. But look at that speed. I'd love to see his time from home to first in that at-bat.
2-out base hit. Great effort by Altuve.
When he was running as he was swinging almost, too. That helps.
There's Matt Duffy. Move to first. 3 pickoffs this year for Verlander. 3 steals against him, a caught stealing, and 3 pickoffs.
And we saw that move in Houston. He's got quick feet and a short arm action.
Strike the count to Duffy. Off the plate, just off. 1-1 now. near miss there with a fastball. Takes the count to 2-1. And that one just on the corner, says Baker. 2-2, a close pitch either way there. Down square now.
88-mile-an-hour slider, and that right there, as borderline as it gets. This one goes his way.
It's wide, full count. Baker's been up since 2012, the plate umpire, and he started to establish a reputation of making sure you throw a strike. Three-two, check swing, and a little dribbler. Throw to first is not going to be in time. Verlander scrambling to knock it down, and the Rays have 2 men on with 2 outs.
Everything going the Rays' way early in this ball game. A little check swing there by Duffy, but the placement of it, Verlander's got to find his way back to it. Doesn't come up with it clean. Good hustle. That's a tough play to be made, especially when you're falling off towards the first base dugout.
Jake Bauers. The Rays trying to build something with 2 men gone. Bauers takes the breaking ball too low. 1 ball, no strikes. It's 2-0. That's a strike. Again, just on the corner at 97. 2-1. Bauers, to be so young, has been so patient in almost every at bat we've seen.
I thought Chad Mottola said something very interesting when being asked about Jake Bauers. Said he is seeing the ball extremely well. Well, guess what? That's what it looks like. I mean, he is so comfortable at the plate and balanced. You don't see him leaning, falling, trying to get better looks at pitches. He's seeing it well out of the hand and making his mind up instantly, swing or take. And more times than not, the decision is right on the money.
But, you know, that was his reputation that we heard about in the minor leagues. But here he is, 72 at bats into his big league career. And it's been like that almost every at bat. He thought he threw a walk there, and that pitch was borderline.
Yeah, I mean, that could have gone either way. That's not a pitch you want to swing at. Not in a 3-1 count.
Yep.
That's not your juice zone. So you take it. The ball close enough to be called a ball. This time it's not. Okay, so you get back in, and now you got to protect.
2 outs, a full count. The runners get a chance to break. Kiermaier with speed off second. Duffy, the trailing runner at first. It's fouled back. Challenged by Verlander. Fastball 97.
Be careful. Be careful. I mean, a pitch like that again, and be 6-0.
Ramos on deck. they're doing back there at second. You know, Bowers has shown just a calmness up there, calm, concentrated at bats. And here he is, 3-2 against Verlander. Veteran focus on the mound, focus in the batter's box, and there's ball 4. And with 2 outs, the bases are loaded. Bowers draws the walk. Boy, that was a great at bat against a great pitcher, and the bases are loaded.
You know what I'd love to see, and Jake does not have the number of requisite at-bats to qualify, but I would love to see the number of full counts per plate appearance for him, because he ends up with so many. We know Aaron Judge, from seeing the Yankees quite a bit here in the last couple of weeks, sees a ton of full counts, and for good reason. But this guy has worked enough counts to get to full count. I mean, it stands out. He's done it a ton.
Wilson Ramos takes a breaking ball off the plate. Ramos doubled off the left field wall his last time, driving in 2 up with the bases loaded. Again here in the second inning. The pitch is fouled back. Fastball up, 97. Well, this is the same cast of characters that managed to load the bases for Ramos in the first. They've done it again here in the second inning. That's a strike, and again on the corner, 1-2. By the way, you wanted to know how many full counts for Bowers? Came into this game with 72 at bats. He has 2 at bats here. 19 full count at bats.
In 74 now.
Rick Odioso right there on it for us.
It's a pretty good percentage.
Yep.
That's a really good percentage. Wow.
Ground ball toward the middle. Gonna go through base hit. Kiermaier scores. Here comes Duffy to the plate. He will score. And the Rays take a 5-0 lead. Ramos comes through again. Bowers went all the way to third. Ramos with 4 runs batted in. It's 5-0 Rays.
Oh, get him fitted for the All-Star jersey right now. You don't waste your time anymore. Hey, this pitch stays up and out over the plate, and Ramos just hammers it right through the middle. Nothing has been particularly sharp here for Justin Verlander in this start, and the Rays have cashed in. All of this coming. 2 outs, nobody on, by the way.
This is the first time he's given up, speaking of Verlander, as many as 5 runs in an outing. First pitch strike to Wendell. He gave up 5 runs the entire month of May. He's given up 5 runs in this game. Wendell with an 0-2 count.
In 44 minutes.
Yeah, how about that? Will Harris up in the bullpen for Houston. Yeah, he threw 41 2/3 innings in the month of May, gave up 5 runs total.
Wow.
Wendell is out on strikes. That retires the side, but with 2 outs, the Rays come up with 2 more runs. Wilson Ramos out of the reach of Gonzalez. Through 2. Rays 5, Houston 0. Get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Host your group in that private party area just steps from the Rays bullpen. First pitch, and Brian McCann takes that one. McCann, Marishnik, and then Springer. Wave and a miss now. It's 0-2.
Once that slider once again, Vidal Nuno prefers to go to.
There goes the bat on a swing and a miss. McCann out on 3 pitches.
It's not been a very good start, a nightmare start really for this Houston Astro ball club, between what's happened to them out in the field and then here at the plate. Nuno, a nice sequence of pitches, following up with a fastball here at 88. Exit stage right with the bat.
And Marishnik tries to bunt, does so foul. Popper short right. Gomez will be there. 2 gone. Ryan Standing has the opener, pitched the first inning. Gave up a 2-out hit to Altuve, picked up a couple strikeouts among 14 pitches. Gave way to Nuno in the second. Nuno now 2 outs into the third, has faced 5 and retired 5. And here's George Springer. Pitch away to him. Oh, a strike. 1. Back away on the changeup and a big swing. 1-2.
Oh, there's the traditional changeup, 81 miles an hour. He keeps it away from Springer.
And strike 3 called. He got him looking. A 1-2-3 third. Through 2.5. 5-0 Rays.
Against the Astros. Well, this being game 82, that means we are more than halfway through the season. And I asked some of the guys in the clubhouse today to evaluate the first half of the season, and they all almost every single one of them said how scrappy this team has been coming back from the rough start to the season, the walk-off wins, and then a lot of them mentioned the injuries and how they found ways to gel with each other despite the new players coming in and out. And when I asked what's one specific goal for the second half other than staying healthy, Joey Wendell, KK, and Blake Snell all said to win. These guys are fighters, Dwayne and BA, so I think it's a pretty good start to the second half so far with this game.
Yeah, and I think all of those assessments are right on the money. I know we've had a chance through the years to watch a lot of baseball. I like this team.
Yes.
I really like this team.
The makeup really is the best that we've seen and or felt around here in years.
That's right. Right there with you. Foul ball out of play for Robertson. And I think all of the things that they said to Michelle, scrappy. And at the end of the day, you want to stay healthy, but they want to win.
Yeah.
Nobody gave this team a chance to win. I mean, they've been criticized all across baseball. This is a very entertaining team to begin with. And boy, scrappy is just the beginning to describe this team. There's a base hit for Robertson. He's on here to open the third. Well, the Rays have 5 runs and now 6 hits, a walk, and a hit batter against Verlander. Trying to keep the pressure on with a leadoff single. C.J. Cron. You know, you could sort of feel that esprit de corps build with this team too. You know, you win a few games and you start to get your feet under you a little bit. Realize that you can compete up here and be successful. And that's what breeds a team that says, no, we want to win.
Especially with this stretch that they're going through. All these tough games. I think everybody, kind of earmarked this part of the schedule and said, well, we'll find out here and now what this team is made of. And you had a rough start to the road trip in New York and then Houston, and you get the Nationals. Things didn't go real well. Well, the second time they've swung through here on the homestand, you're seeing this team saying, hey, wait a minute, we can play with anybody. We can beat anybody. And that's the feel you get, the confidence that kind of emanates from this group.
0-2 count on Cron. Wave and a miss. He's out on strikes. It's the first out. Chase that one.
A tight spinning breaking ball right there, and C.J. Cron commits early. It's a little out in front. I think, going back to what you were saying, Dwayne, about this team being roundly criticized, for the pitching plans and all the players that they traded and the direction that they were going in. That, if you have the right group, and we both think that they do, galvanizes you. Mm-hmm. You start to take a bunker mentality, us against the world. Well, we'll show you. And it seems like that's the little chip on their shoulder that they're playing with, or maybe big chip on their shoulder that they're playing with.
Yeah, that's I think a pretty accurate description of what has happened here with this group. 1 on, 1 out. Rays had 3 hits in the first, 3 in the second. Another hit to lead off the inning here against Verlander. There's a strike. A couple of timely hits from Wilson Ramos, who's driven in 4 runs. Wendell has the other run batted in. Robertson aboard. Look out, a foul ball toward the screen the other way. And 0-2 the count on Gomez. Gomez is so aggressive up there. Be interesting to calculate how many 2-strike counts he's had to start at bats. He's down 0-2 right here because he comes right off the bench, out of the dugout, through the on-deck circle, swinging. He's ready to go.
Have time to be up there looking at pitches, watching pitches. I'm up here to swing this thing.
And a cut and a miss.
Balk.
Oh, a balk called.
Yes.
And Robertson's going to move up to second.
Something didn't look right there. When Justin Verlander, after he came set, there was some movement downstairs that didn't look right as that ball was being delivered, and so you knew that this was off. Let's take a look, see what it was. Oh, you see that little hitch? And then the front leg picks up.
So the count, 2 strikes with a man at second. And a cut and a miss on the fastball. So after the balk, the strikeout of Gomez. Fastball at 96.
This is just one of those challenge heaters. Not trying to even mess around with location, right down the heart of the plate.
By the way, that's 16 consecutive strikes by Verlander since the first pitch to Ramos. And just in time to jinx him.
No, the reverse jinx. Well, I shouldn't even say the reverse jinx, but kind of the reverse jinx from the booth, especially led by me, has been strong all season long. As soon as we mention where this guy never walks, he's going to walk on 4 pitches. Always puts the ball in play, puts together a good at bat. He's going to punch out on 3 straight. Just book it.
Echeverria lifts it foul and out of play. 1-1. 3-run first for the Rays, 2 more in the second. Man at second, 2 outs in the 3rd inning. Lifted toward the bullpen and right. Springer, a long run, and he got it and winds up in the stands. Down to check him out as he picks himself up and helped back out onto the playing field there by Gibson. He made a long run and appeared, let's see, and he could not hold it, just made a reach and then disappeared. So that's a foul ball. Oh, just off the edge of the mitt. Echeverria is still alive up there, and so is Springer after that dive into the stands.
Going head first over the low wall.
One-two to Echeverria, and he is out on strikes. So leadoff base hit. We go to the 4th, 5-0 Rays.
You bottom of the 9, Justin Smokes. And that's exactly what he did. Smoked that ball into the second deck off Joe Jimenez, a walk-off home run. 4-3 Toronto Blue Jays. He comes through once again.
Yeah, he solidifies himself on the team.
They love him.
Well, we go to the 4th with the Rays holding a 5-0 lead. Pitch is a strike to Bregman. Alex Bregman.
He's our only friend of the show. We have one.
That's something to build on.
You know what? Maybe Rajai Davis, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Rajai. Yeah, he is with us through thick and thin.
It's all the guys on the other teams.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's a strike. 1 and 2.
We'll do our best to bring everybody into the fold.
Yeah, Rajai's he's a permanent member of the team. High popper, right side. Crone into foul territory and makes the catch. Leadoff man retired in the 4th.
He made that look pretty easy, and that's a tough angle right there. You're going back on those pop-ups over the shoulder. You've got a goofy look at it.
And he made just a slight little adjustment there at the end.
Yep, there you go.
Back toward the line a little bit, right there. Nicely done. And you're right. That's a tough play normally, but also with the roof here, the ceiling makes it a little more challenging. Strike to Altuve. One and 1. High fly ball left center field. Kiermaier is there and makes the catch. 2 gone. So 2 up, 2 down. 8 straight retired by Nuno. Evan Gaddis struck out against Stanek to end the 1st. It's just off the plate.
You got to start to recognize the job that Vidal Nuno has done for this team.
Yes.
You know, and we were talking in between innings. He has that, you know, really reminds you of kind of the way that CC Sabathia pitches.
Yeah, it's both sides of the plate.
I mean, comes in on the righties, change up away, changes speeds, is using the whole zone, nothing straight, very little straight, let's say. And he keeps guys off balance. He keeps them uncomfortable. A lot of poor contact. I hesitate to even say that. But
well, you're feeling a little frisky right now.
Yeah, but that hasn't worked out. Listen, we at this point, you are who you are. And here at the end of June, I've been pretty awful all year with that stuff. I say he's getting a lot of soft contact. This ball gets blasted.
Just a little wide there as Gaddis checked.
You know what though? This is the legitimate second half of the season.
Yes.
So new start.
Yeah.
New start.
What are we? We passed the equinox of the season.
We are. 100%.
Full count.
But you know, you look at this Rays pitching plan, and it's starting to garner a foothold. I mean, it's really becoming something that is very intriguing to think about long term.
Pop up, foul ball out of play. Well, you know, the general consensus, the impression anyway, I don't know if it's a consensus yet, but the general impression is that all the traditionalists are not going to like this, the scouts aren't going to like this. I was talking to a couple of scouts this morning. They're kind of intrigued by this. They watched this with some interest.
Yeah.
And have some positive reactions to it. Well, Gaddis is out on strikes. 3rd consecutive 1-2-3 inning for Nuno. Rays lead at 5-0. Corbin Kiermaier joining Jorge Cantu as the only Rays to belt a home run in his first plate appearance at Yankee Stadium. Kiermaier will lead off the bottom of the fourth here. He scored twice today as the Rays lead 5-0. Facing Justin Verlander. And the pitch is a strike. Two. Since the Ramos base hit, I think that's 21 out of 22 pitches have been strikes. And that's a ball inside. Duffy next. Cut and a miss. Fastball, and Kiermaier is out number one. The Rays 7-11 and the YMCA teaming up to keep kids water smart from the start. The Y offering a variety of water safety programs to teach swimming and fundamental skills for children and adults. For more information, visit raysbaseball.com/watersmart. Matt Duffy. Pitch is low. Duffy with 2 hits and 2 runs scored. Into center. That ball's going to drop. Base hit. One big hop in front of Marishnik. Duffy is 3 for 3.
I think about Duffy's 3 hits. He gets that ball up and in, the fastball that he stays inside of, didn't hit it all that hard into right field. You get the little check swing hit off the side of the mound that Verlander couldn't track down, and then you break a bat here on a pitch away, and 3 for 3 is 3 for 3.
Now Jake Bauers has been on twice with a base hit and a walk. Strike one. Quick strikes this time around. Well, we talked about Verlander coming to Houston and pounding the strike zone. That's what he's done here the last inning plus.
Yeah, well, you know, you're getting some angry stuff going too. I mean, he had a rough first couple of innings.
Pulled into right. Springer on the move. He's going to make the catch. Spread out, coming straight in to grab that one. Bauers is the second out.
Well, that's the first thing that's gone the Astros' way. Everything that the Rays, you know, this one here is normally going to be dropping in here this afternoon, but Springer closing quickly. Getting that ball a few feet off the ground. We even saw that look on the face of Justin Verlander, like, wow, that got caught. One of those balls got caught.
Now Wilson Ramos, he's driven in 4 of the 5 runs, giving him 43 runs batted in for the year. Pitch just low. 1-0. And a hot shot Off the glove of Altuve, but he recovers and has plenty of time to make the play at first, retiring the Rays in the fourth. They leave one. It's 5-0 onto the fifth.
Astros. Well, it is time now for your Chevy Prospect Spotlight. It is our Player of the Week, second baseman Brandon Lau, who is in AAA Durham right now. And this past week, he is averaging .435 in 6 games with 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. And even before this week, he was hitting .450 with 8 home runs in the last 10 games, guys.
Yeah, his power has certainly emerged in a big way lately. And that promotion to AAA has been a positive. Josh Reddick leads off the fifth. 1-1 the count on Reddick. White next, and then Gonzalez. Into right field. Gomez tries to cut it off, but cannot. It goes to the wall. Reddick will go to second and stop there with a double. So the left-handed bat of Josh Reddick picks up the first hit off the lefty Nuno. And the Astros, for the first time today, put the leadoff man on base.
Well, this is one of those sliders that just didn't get far enough away from Reddick. Stayed kind of in the middle of the plate and down. He was able to get to it. You wondered when you were going to see him get a big hit here for the Astros. He's been swinging the bat well lately.
Tyler White fouls it the other way. Strike one. Two. .37 pitches into this outing for Nuno following Stanek's 1 inning. Fastball is up and out of the zone. The 0-2 pitch. Gonzalez on deck. Nuno set to go with the 1-2 to White. And he lays off the changeup. 2-2.
Still trying to give him different looks and different locations and different speeds. Talked about it last half inning. Vidal Nuno that has been excellent at playing that game here with the Rays.
And now he just missed. I'll tell you, that pitch didn't miss by much. And it's 3-2.
Right at the bottom of the zone. Watch the glove, though, of Wilson. As he goes down to get it, it continues, tries to pull it back up. That's a tough pitch to call because it is right on the fringe, and it's tough on that catcher to keep that glove stuck right there.
High pop fly back into left. Wendell coming in. It's the first out. So he gets White after the double by Reddick. You know, the other thing that makes it difficult, Jordan Baker behind the plate. He's 6'7". So you get that pitch down around the knees.
Yeah,
that's like the hitter, a right-handed hitter looking at a pitch on the outside part of the plate down.
It's Aaron Judge calling balls and strikes.
Yeah, how about that?
Legitimate.
There's a strike. Pitch into Gonzalez on the plate. Leadoff double by Reddick. First time the Astros have had a man in scoring position today. Gonzalez fouls it back. 0-2. It's a ball, 2 strikes. Nuno, 30-year-old left-hander. Rays signed him as a free agent last November. And that's a fly ball lifted into left for Wendell again. And 2 gone.
I'll tell you, Vidal Nuno uses his slider. You know, to lefties, he uses it as a slider. He'll get some depth on it, down and away. To the righties, boy, some of those, it look like just big cutters. And I know they're sliders, but they are getting in on these guys, getting the jam shot pop-ups.
Now Brian McCann. McCann struck out his first time. One of 4 strikeouts recorded by Nuno in this game. Strike at the knees. Stanek had 2 strikeouts in the first inning. 4 for Nuno. Runner takes off for third. The pitch is popped foul back of third and into the stands. Two. Nuno originally came up with the Yankees in 2013. Split the 2015 season with Arizona and Seattle. All of 16 with Seattle and part of last year with Baltimore. And now as the runner takes off, Reddick with third base uncovered moves up to third, calling it a stolen base.
I would think with it being uncovered, wouldn't that be indifference?
I mean, you could make that case.
I mean, you have Matt Duffy, your third baseman. You put him out at shortstop, kind of shade him up the middle a little bit. I think you're probably sending the message, we don't care if you run to third. That's why indifference is garbage.
I'm writing that down right now.
What's that?
I'm writing that down right now.
Yes, it is. If that's a stolen base.
Down to first. Grabbed by Crone. So McCann is out of there. And we go into the bottom of the 5th. It's 5-0 Tampa Bay. against the Houston Astros. It's a big day, a salute to the troops. And our coverage begins at 12:30 on Fox Sports Sun. That will be a special day as we thank all the veterans for their service. Joey Wendell takes a strike. Well, there's some great video in there. I'm looking forward to that. This wrap-up game of the homestand. It's inside. 1-1. Wendell drove in a run in the first, struck out in the second inning. The Rays scored 3 in the first and 2 in the second against Verlander, and they hold this 5-0 lead. 1-2. Verlander fastball at the top of the zone, and Wendell could not get there.
We've seen a lot of power fastballs after those first 2 innings. A lot of middle of the ball game anger here by Justin Verlander. Not used to getting pushed around like the Rays did with him the first couple innings.
Well, first time this year he's given up as many as 5 runs. The Rays got those in the first 2. That was a nice catch by a fan. Kind of fired up after that grab.
Everybody got off to a rip-roaring start here. You know, he's got the throwback Tampa Bay Buccaneer T-shirt on, helmet.
The high chop, and it bounces away from Verlander, and the throw is wide. And there's the case where the ball bounced away from him again.
I don't think that there was some indecision there. I'll tell you what, you think about some of the hits that the Rays have been able to put on Verlander here this afternoon. It definitely had some English again, and we've seen that a lot here with this new turf. Balls taking funny bounces. See another one right here. Ball chopped off the plate. A little indecision there, and then you see the bounce a little bit wide. Everything taking way too long, but that ball not bouncing straight up and down, had a little side-to-side action on it. We've seen that on some balls into the outfield. We've seen it now on a few in the infield just on this homestand.
Yep. Daniel Robertson. And the pitch. That's a strike. Robertson began the third with a single, was balked to second and left there. The Rays put the leadoff man on base in the bottom of the 5th. Breaking ball misses. 1 taken by Robertson. Houston with some action in the bullpen. They have the left-hander Tony Sipp beginning to throw. To first, and back in goes Wendell. Ball up a little bit out of the zone, but chased by Robertson.
It doesn't do that much. Pretty good strike zone discipline, but too good to pass up.
And that's been a big part of Verlander's success this year. Fastball up there.
Yeah, and you get the swings and misses, you get the weak contact. The ball's up close to a hitter's eyes, and he thinks he can get there. Thing is, you've got to. There's still an art form to pitching up in the zone. You know, you don't get it up far enough, and those balls get hammered. You get it up too far, it's an easy take. So there's that little window that you've got to zip it in consistently that he's been able to do.
This ball fouled back. Will Harris has joined Sip. Harris was up early in this game. Back up again. Popped up. Back of first. White after it. He's going to have a play right next to the stand. And Robertson is retired. Out number 1 in the 5th. MLB at bat. Your number 1 Rays app. So customize your experience and catch every moment this season. Get Rays home screen icons and features including MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at bat today. C.J. Cron, a couple strikeouts on the day. Here goes the runner, and the pitch is fouled away. Fastball fouled back and down the right side. Rays have had base runners in every inning. As much as Verlander has toughened up here in the last 2 or 3 innings, they've still managed to get a base runner in each frame. That after 5 runs, 6 hits in the first 2. 5 runs, 9 hits right now. Here's strike 2 to Cron. Foul ball. The Rays won last night 3-2. All 3 of their runs came in the 4th inning. That snapped a scoreless streak at 19 innings. He scored 3 in the first today and added 2 in the second. The Rays handed Garrett Cole his 2nd loss of the year. Popper short center. Gonzalez backpedaling from shortstop to make the catch. 2 gone.
Well, when you think about trying to beat, a pitcher of the caliber of Garrett Cole and Justin Verlander, you have to be opportunistic. At last night's game, it was a couple of errors that the Rays were able to take advantage of and plate those 3 runs, made it hold up. And some early struggles here for Justin Verlander in this afternoon's game. Got him to 5 runs in the first 2 innings. You see his final line, just 1 of those runs earned because of the errors.
Pitch inside to Gomez. 95 on the fastball. Yeah, it's not easy when you face this Houston rotation. It'll be Charlie Morton, who's 10-1 tomorrow. Blake Snell, 10-4, will pitch for the Rays in the finale of the series and the homestand. 1-1 on Gomez.
Another one of those starters with a good fastball velocity-wise, a hammer curveball. You'll see that a ton.
Now 1-2. Strike on the outside edge. Pitches in the first, 32 in the second. Been more in line with the 15.3 per inning he's averaged this year in the last few innings. Now it's 2-2. Danny Echeverria, the on-deck man. Cutting a miss. Gomez missed the fastball. Man left at first. On to inning 6, 5-0 Rays. Double by Wilson Ramos scored Kiermaier and Duffy in the first. The sacrifice fly got Bowers home. Ramos again in the second inning with a base hit, chasing home Kiermaier and Duffy. That made it a 5-0 ball game. After Stanek worked the first inning, it's been Vidal Nuno. He has 4 scoreless innings under his belt. Here in the 6th, he'll face Jake Marisnick to begin the inning. And then back around to the top of the order. Cut and a miss right there. Strike 1. Two. Nuno 31 at the end of next month. He was originally signed by the Cleveland Indians. Little looper into center, and that's caught by Kiermaier. Kiermaier straight in. Another good grab by Kiermaier. Takes a little time getting up after a hard landing on that one.
You know what's interesting too is he got off to the side of the baseball. These can be difficult coming straight in, but watch him come straight in, then get to the side and take it down. Makes for an easier landing. Try to get the head behind the glove. I'll tell you what, that is a really, really good play out there in center field, closing ground as quickly as Kiermaier did.
And Nuno appropriately appreciative of that grab. That's a charge, catch, drop, and roll.
Yeah. I mean, it's very unforgiving, too.
1-0 on a roller, and it comes up on Echeverria and gets away from him. And Springer is aboard.
You mark this date down because you haven't seen that in almost a full year. And that's just not something you see ever from Echeverria. As sure-handed as they come.
Another look.
The ball just comes up on him and off the heel of the glove. I mean, didn't take a bad hop, just one of those plays that didn't get made that does, so I like to say 99 times out of 100, but it gets made more than that.
Well, that's his first error of the year. The pitch to Bregman is a strike.
It was the end of July of last season in New York.
An 0-1 count. Cut and a miss. His last error was on July 30th in New York against the Yankees. 94 games between errors. Fly ball back into left. Wendell's going to go to the track, to the wall, and it's out of here. Bregman does it again. That's his 16th home run, and Houston is on the board, making it 5-2. After the error, Bregman finds the seats in left. Bregman hit a 2-run home run last night and a 2-run home run today.
And how about this? He has now tied Evan Gattis for most RBIs in the month of June. This is number 29 and 30 for Bregman. That ball did not get all the way in.
Three runs batted in for Bregman. Altuve takes this one for a ball, and the count is 2-0. Now a strike, 2-1. Altuve lines it toward the dugout, or the bullpen down the left side, foul. And it's 2-2. Boy, gloves went flying, mitts after it. People scrambling. Ground ball, that's going to go into right. Robertson was shaded over just a step or so to the shortstop side of the bag and could not get to his left quickly enough. Altuve picks up his second hit.
Boy, an enticing hole to be able to go to. Had the whole right side of the infield wide open, as you're going to see where the shift, and there's a lot of room on that side for Altuve, and with 2 strikes he just pokes it through. The base runner.
Evan Gattis swings and misses. Yeah, this is one of the reasons, as great as this game is, it can drive you crazy. A guy doesn't make an error for 319 total chances, 94 games, and as soon as he makes an error, a guy hits a home run and that error scores.
Yeah, it can be cruel. It can absolutely be cruel at times. No doubt about that.
It's Kyle Snyder out, spending some time with the Rays battery, Nuno and Ramos.
I guess that helps us figure out the math, though. We'd say that that's a play that you'd like to say would be made 99 times out of 100. It would most likely be made 318 times out of 319.
That's right. Especially with Echeverria. Action down there in the bullpen. You saw Alvarado, the lefty, up. And Andriese, Matt Andriese, is up alongside him, the right-hander. Upstairs, 1-1. Matt, the righty, and Jose Alvarado, the lefty. And a base hit into left. Altuve is going to go to second. Gattis is aboard with his first hit. 3 consecutive hits following the error. 4 hits total off Nuno.
Well, this pitch, not a lot of movement on it. Gattis is able to get extended and get around it. Line that ball into left field, and hit parade continues here after the error.
Well, the left-handed bat of Reddick due up. Reddick doubled his last time. Shoots it into left field. That sends Wendell back. He's there to make the catch. 2 outs now in the inning. So Reddick retired. The hitter will be Tyler White. Reddick came into this series red hot. It's good to retire that bat. Ramos will head to the mound, take up a little time before White settles in at the plate, and the Rays bullpen continues to stay busy. And I think the Rays dugout waiting for a little signal from the bullpen down there before Kevin Cash makes a move, and here comes Cash. So he'll slowly make his way toward the mound. And we have a call to the bullpen, again brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Second chance, just play grouper. Enter your lucky money ticket online and you're registered for the $400,000 Super Grouper second chance promotion. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Nuno departs after 4 2/3, allowing 4 hits, couple of runs, 1 earned, responsible for 2 men aboard. As he leaves, didn't walk anybody and picked up 4 strikeouts.
Well, here comes another lefty. This one more of the power type. Jose Alvarado. He's on for the 36th time. 36 strikeouts in 33 innings. Power fastball, power sinker, sharp breaking ball.
This outing for Nuno, his longest of the year. He had worked 4 1/3 against Seattle back in early June on the 8th of this month. And works 4 2/3 in this one. Now it's Tyler White and Jose Alvarado facing each other. 2 men on, 2 men out with 2 runs home in the 6th inning. Pitch is too high. Fastball upstairs. White struck out, flied out to left. He was in the lineup Thursday, and he chases this one. Fastball up. It's 1-1.
White trying to tie this game right here. This ball had some movement away at 97, but look how big that swing was.
White walked, had a couple of base hits in the game here Thursday. Officially 2 for 3. This one is down. Alvarado in the game for one pitch last night. He got the last out when he got Gonzalez to ground into a force play. Runner takes off from third, and a big cut and a foul ball back, and Altuve will retrace his steps. So count evens on White, 2-2.
And the only reason Altuve be taken off there is knowing that he's going to walk into third base. 2 outs, down by 3 runs, and it's an aggressive move, and typically only made when you know it's a done deal.
Stairs. 3-2.
Well, now everybody runs.
2 outs, first and second, full count. Altuve at second, Gaddis at first. Tapper foul off the fastball. We'll do it again on 3-2. Stanek for one, Nuno 4 2/3. Now Alvarado facing his first hitter. The count is full. And he walks him. That loads the bases. White goes to first, moving Gaddis up to second. Altuve over to third. That's the first walk given up by Rays pitching in this game. Well, they've committed an error and a walk, giving up a walk here to go with a home run, 2 singles, 2 runs in, bases loaded. Now Marwin Gonzalez. Fouls it, strike one. It was Gonzalez to face Alvarado in the 9th inning last night. And Alvarado got him to chop a ground ball down to third. Ball to third again, down to second for the force to retire the side. Broken bat ground ball. 2 runs scored, 1 earned. It's 5-2, middle of the 6th. Mexico and Spain face off with Russia at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, and 6 a.m. Pacific. Then Luka Modric and Croatia battle Denmark. Catch all the action on Fox or stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Here at the Trop, Will Harris takes over for Justin Verlander in what is now a 5-2 game. Danny Echeverria will open the home half of the 6th. And the pitch is a strike. 5 innings for Verlander, 97 pitches, 5 runs on 9 hits, a walk, hit batter, and 8 strikeouts. And now it's Harris. Two strikes. Echeverria 0 for 2 with a strikeout his last time. Ball, 2 strikes. Ball bounding up the first base side, wide throw, and White managed to keep his foot on the bag apparently, although Kevin Cash wants to check with the video room on that one.
Yeah, we'll see if the foot comes off the bag or if Echeverria was able to beat it out. Another ball off the end of the bat, another interesting bounce out in front of the plate. Ball hopping a little bit. Some good effort there by McCann to make that play. Oh, jump throw.
And there it is on the stretch, the foot in touch with the bag. Kiermaier takes a strike from Harris. This outing in terms of innings pitched, the shortest of the year for Verlander, 5 innings.
Man, he came in averaging a little over 6 2/3 per.
Yep. His previous shortest outing, 5 2/3 in his second start of the year. Every time else he'd gone at least 6 innings. 5 today. Low there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So the Rays face Harris. Goes up and strikes out Kiermaier.
And with a little cut action too, so you get that ball up above the zone. It's at 91 miles an hour, 92 in that range, but it's got a little cutting action. You see those fingers side of the baseball.
Matt Duffy. The strike. Now that cutter is a big weapon for Harris. You'll see that a lot from him. Pretty much cutter curveball. It's 0-2.
And there's the good curveball. You get that roll coming out of the bullpen. You'll see a lot of guys do that, really narrow things down. You've got 2 favorites, sometimes 3. They're 2 favorites and master them.
And Harris ready to walk off. He thought he had a strike and didn't get the call. That looked pretty good.
Yeah, that was a cutter that absolutely froze Jordan Baker behind the plate. Clearly a strike. You get Matt Duffy to give up on it. And how in the world he missed that pitch? Not really sure. It's as easy as they get.
Disadvantaged by his 6'7" frame maybe on that one. This one is fouled off and Duffy's still alive, but that appeared to have plenty of the zone. Off the plate. Now it's 2-2. These two teams have divided the first two games. Rays 2-3 on the year against Houston. A.J. Hinch's club, the defending world champion Astros. Ball headed to third. Bregman with the pickup. The Rays are finished down 1-2-3 in the sixth on inning 7. 5-2 Tampa Bay. Southern Chevy dealers by Eldorado Furniture. The 4th of July sale going on now at all Eldorado Furniture showrooms and by your local Ford dealers. 5-9-1 for the Rays, 2-5-0 for Houston. In the 7th inning, Brian McCann will lead off against Jose Alvarado. Alvarado came on, got the final out in the 6th after walking White. They got Gonzalez on the fielder's choice, and here's McCann. McCann is struck out and grounded out to first. Bounces this one first base side foul. Alex Citron, the first base coach for Houston, with the pickup and the souvenir distribution. Is down 1-1. Stanek for 1, Nuno for 4 2/3, and now Alvarado.
Well, 9 outs to get from here on out. See how Kevin Cash pieces it together.
Down to first again. Crone is there unassisted. McCann is out number 1. 8 outs now.
Yes.
Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters today. Visit CanesStrikeout.com for a printed home voucher. Take the Canes furniture within 7 days and receive a coupon for 2 free tacos and chips at participating area Tijuana Flats locations. Restrictions apply. 6 strikeouts so far today. Jake Marisnik bunts and bunts it right back over the screen into the stands. Marisnik accounted for the only run in game 1 here Thursday night when he hit his 7th home run of the year. And Houston won that one 1-0. Rays winners 3-2 last night. They lead 5-2 presently in the 7th inning. 2 the count.
Boy, how about that movement down and away? We've seen an awful lot of arm side run here this afternoon from Alvarado. Watch this thing take off as Marisnik pulls off. He goes one way, the ball goes the other.
And a cut and a miss.
That is filthy. I mean, he spins that so tight. That looks like a fastball coming in.
You know, big hands, long fingers. You can spin that one up there.
And you spin it so tight that it takes an extra tick for you to even pick up the spin. And by the time you do that, you're committing to a swing, and the ball's not there anymore. He's getting so much depth with that pitch.
Pitch a bit close. Fastball at 97.
It's interesting, too, to see the type of spin that he gets off the fingers. You wouldn't think that he would get as much depth as he does. You know, it looks like it's a pitch that should have more side to side than down. He may spin it so tight that slow-mo cameras can't pick it up. Just a fastball there, right?
Yeah, that was close. I'll tell you, that's a pretty good pitch as well. But again, down around the knees.
Now,
a couple of those misses here by the tall plate umpire here in the last couple half innings on pitches down there. One to Harris, and now one to Alvarado. Well, they say all that evens out. I guess it does. I don't know about that, but comforting to think that it does. 2-1 the count. And fastball could not be corralled by Ramos, and that appeared to be on the corner, but it's a ball, and now 3-1, and there's the dangerous Alex Bregman on deck. Chaz Rowe up in the bullpen. Fouled away. 3-2. Springer first came up, a big strikeout guy with big power. He's curtailed the strikeout rate. You're always concerned when you're behind in the count because of his power. Now a full count, 3-2. And he got it. Strikes him out with a fastball down. Got him to chase at 98. We are headed into the 7th inning stretch. Jake Bauers due up when we return with the Rays leading 5-2. Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Sling TV, live TV, only better. And by your local Honda dealer. The Rays comfy out there in center field. Now Snyder and Jose Alvarado talking over there in the Rays dugout. A couple of strikeouts in the top of this inning for Alvarado. And another lefty, Tony Sipp, will take over on the hill for Houston, making his 23rd appearance of the year. Jake Bauers, first man to face him. And Bauers did go, says Vic Carapazza. Single, a walk, and a fly ball to right. Caught by Springer in the 4th inning. The ball was sinking on Springer, and he made the catch. Close with the fastball, 1-1. Bregman, the lone defender on the left side of the infield. There's Ken Giles down in the bullpen for Houston. Taken for a strike. Now it's 1-2. Harris worked the 1-2-3 6th inning and picked up a strikeout in relief for Verlander, and now it's the lefty Sipp. 2-2.
How about that take right there by Jake Bauers? You know, he checks his swing but goes a little too far on the first slider he sees, and now all of a sudden able to take that one with 2 strikes. Sipp primarily fastball slider to the lefties.
And the count is full.
Add that to the list. That's now at least 20. We see it a lot. He works some at-bats as well as anybody for being so green here at the major league level.
Yep. And strike 3 called. Got him with a fastball.
He may have got him guessing too. You take that fastball there when you are getting ready to either spit on or swing at a breaking ball. And just, you know, he knew it. He got locked up, started walking off. Happens.
Now Wilson Ramos, who has driven in 4 of the 5 Rays runs. He doubled in 2 in the first, singled in 2 in the second. Last time up, grounded out to the second baseman Altuve. Chasing the fastball for strike 1. Sipp making his first appearance in this series. Rays and the Astros have 1 left in this series. That'll be Blake Snell and Charlie Morton tomorrow. Take a look at Wilson Ramos, and what has been a good day for him, going back to the first.
3-1 fastball, middle in. They ripped that off the wall. That would get it started for the Rays. And then how about this right here? Finding the middle of the field. This is with 2 outs. 2 runners on.
Down 2 strikes right now. A ball, 2 strikes. Well, it's been a great year for Wilson Ramos, and he almost certainly appears to be headed to the All-Star game. Ahead in the voting.
You know, I would be shocked if it happened. But let's say that Gary Sanchez got past him in the voting. He can't go. He's not going to be healthy enough by then. So Wilson Ramos is going regardless, and probably is the leading vote getter.
Yep. Yeah. So you would think. I mean, he's
A done
almost
deal.
a lock. Yep. 2-2. Now the count's full on Ramos. And that'll be great for him to go back to the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. for the All-Star game after playing with the Nationals.
He was excited to go back there for a 2-game series in the middle of a week, let alone the All-Star and all the festivities that go along with it.
And he draws the walk and is aboard. So after getting behind, there's a walk to Ramos. He'll go to first with one away, and Joey Wendell will bat against the lefty Sip. Wendell drove in a run with a sacrifice fly to left in the first. He struck out and had an infield hit his last time. Well, the one thing you know about this guy, he's going to battle you regardless of what he's doing on the field. Ground ball down to first. He step on the bag, and now they're going to tag White. White's going to tag Ramos to get the double play. So Wendell grounds into the double play. We go to the 8th, 5-2 Rays. On to the 8th inning from Tropicana Field. The Rays holding a 5-2 lead on Houston. And they will go to Chaz Rowe, the right-hander. Stanek, Nuno, and then Alvarado followed a preceding Rowe, and Rowe in here for the 39th time. 1-1. And he faces Alex Bregman. Bregman hit the 2-run home run in the 6th inning. The pitch is a strike. Bregman has been a royal pain for the Rays. That home run, 16th of the year, number 15 in last night's game. 1. Bregman was on twice in the game Thursday. Enough already.
Well, we went back and we talked about him in the pregame show. You know, you go back over his last 14 games, 7 home runs, well now 8 his last 15.
Takes a strike.
And batting average up over 350 and 30 runs driven in here in the month of June.
And he is out on strikes. Boy, that's a big strikeout for Rowe to get a hot hitter.
Well, listen, with Chaz Rowe, it's all about the slider, right? Well, most of the time, yes. But how about this sinker? 93. Oh. That is some filthy late movement down and in.
Well, the hitter is Jose Altuve. 2 for 3. Strike on the outside corner. And he chases this one. 0-2. Pretty good pitch right there. Wow.
I mean, watch how much ground it covers. Come on.
I mean, that truly did take a severe left turn.
Feet.
Yeah. Down to third, and a great pickup by Duffy. He's out at first. A shot off the bat of Altuve, and Duffy right there at third with the pickup. Put a star by that one for the Rays' third baseman to retire Altuve.
Dwayne, this is going to be our Bonefish Grill fresh catch of the game for tomorrow. Matt Duffy on a bullet from Altuve. Glove side, ready position. Not a whole lot of time to react, but he does.
Boy, to get Bregman on a strikeout and Altuve on this play. And Rowe, plenty appreciative of Duffy's glove work there. Now here's Evan Gattis. Fly ball into right. Gomez will have room. He's got it. It's a 1-2-3-8. Rays coming in to hit. Bottom of the 8th, leading 5-2.
By sharing a photo or video with hashtag HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
And tomorrow, here's what's coming up on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. And throughout the afternoon, a special salute to the troops telecast as the Rays move into the month of July. Ken Giles, a new pitcher here for Houston. And Daniel Robertson takes the pitch for a strike. Yeah, it looks fun. I'm telling you, you talk about bravery and intestinal fortitude.
You ever read the stories of the technique, you know, Navy SEALs, when they're jumping out of, you know, at a high altitude, and the way that they have to navigate, you know, very little equipment as far as what you can see.
Yep.
I mean, come on.
And there's timing involved, and you better be with the program.
Yes. Yeah, your life depends on it.
That's right.
A lot of lives depend on it.
Swing and a miss, and Robertson chased the high fastball out on 3 pitches against Giles.
You know, and that's the second time we've seen Robertson, you know, go up and out of the zone, well out of the zone on a swing. You don't see that very often from him. He's been one of those guys with a very low chase rate. That one got him.
Well, here is C.J. Cron, and he chases the slider, strike 1. Cron twice has struck out, popped out to short as last time. Sergio Romo up in the Rays bullpen. Now a strike, and it's 0-2. Checked that time, did not go. 1-2. Over the dirt. Giles, pitcher number 4 for Houston. Verlander worked 5, Harris 1, Sip 1, and now Giles. All the Rays offense coming against Verlander, 5 runs, 9 hits. Popped up. Right side foul. Now White's after it from first and makes the catch. 2 gone. Rays Live, the post game coming up, presented by WB Mason. Stick around. Rich and Orestes will anchor the coverage. Covering the big day at the plate from Wilson Ramos. We'll hear from Kevin Cash in his press conference and get minor league updates from around the Rays farm system. Carlos Gomez 0 for 3 today. Shortens, takes the pitch for a ball. 1-0. This is big news because Carlos Gomez is actually ahead in a count. It's 1-0.
Just allows him to swing harder when he does get a pitch to hit.
And he does swing harder.
Wow.
If that in fact could happen, and it just did.
Yeah, I was saying that tongue in cheek, but you're right. That did look a little harder than some swings earlier in the game. He does not get cheated, but the helmet stayed on.
There's a base hit. Slider that stayed up. And Gomez has a single into right. The Rays are in double figures now with 10 hits.
Well, stayed up in the zone, and Gomez just goes out and gets it. He's got some room to work with over there. Altuve pulled way up the middle.
There's a Danny Echeverria. Runner goes, and the pitch lined into right field. It's going to be caught by Springer. Springer comes in diving head first. Winds up on his back to catch his breath. We'll take a look at this diving grab off the bat of Echeverria. Springer coming in to make a heck of a catch for Houston. We go to the ninth. Rays lead 5-2. Two-ball game. We move into the ninth inning, and Sergio Romo takes over on the hill. Fifth pitcher of the day for the Rays, with Josh Reddick leading off here in the ninth for Houston. He takes a strike. 87 on the gun. Tyler White next, and then Marwin Gonzalez. 38th appearance for Romo. 1-1. Romo was in the game 2/3 of an inning last night. Gave up one hit before Alvarado came on to get the final out. Off the plate wide. It's 2-1. Foul outside of first. Centron down there with another play. 2-2. Braves are trying to get back to 500 for the first time since the first day of June. This is the last day of June. Again at 40 and 41. Full count on Reddick. Chopper right side. Echeverria gets rid of it just in time. With that toss to Cron, Echeverria coming across to get Reddick. And that's out number 1.
Well, he put enough on the flip or the pitch, whatever you want to say. He gets to it. Reddick's hustling up the line and puts enough heat on it, gets it into that glove of Crone before Reddick gets to first base.
So 1 away in the 9th. Tyler White. Ground ball shortstop. Echeverria up with this one. And the throw is right there for the second out. 2 up, 2 down.
It's scored the same in the book the last 2 plays. They are nothing like each other.
Great point. Absolutely great point.
They may get another one right here.
Yes, because now Echeverria is headed to shallow right. Marwin Gonzalez, who made the final out in the game yesterday in a 3-2 decision, up with the bases empty and 2 outs in the 9th inning today. He's after the first pitch, fastball, and he fouls it, strike 1. So the Rays an out away from breaking even through the first 82 games of the year. It's 1-1. They got to 28-28 on June 1st. Trying to get to 41-41 on June 30th.
And then go from there.
Yep.
Build.
2-1. Well, Houston right now with men in scoring possession and nobody on now, but Houston is 0 for the series with men in scoring position. 0 for 10 overall. Ground ball. This should do it. Throw to first. Robertson to Crone, and the Rays are back at 500. They defeat Houston and Justin Verlander 5-2 today. 5-10-1 for the Rays, 2-5-0 for Houston. The Rays are at 41-41. For Brian Anderson and Michelle Margot, Dwayne Stantz, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. Rays Live, the postgame comes your way next.